Hello everyone, and welcome to the second part of the Bison or Helion service guide. Today I'm going to take apart the front differential, fill it up with oil, and I'm also going to do some maintenance on the suspension because hitting some thing really hard has made the metallic plate that holds the front suspension to be bent, and I'm going to try to sort it out without replacing it, just to bend it back if it will not break. We'll see about that. So let me show you quickly what that's about. I don't know if you can see there. You can see a gap here. It's the metal axle that holds the lower wishbone part. It has a lot of play here, as you can see. It moves there, and that is because this metal holder here has been bent backwards, and I'm going to take all this front apart and then bend it back, and with this occasion I'm going to also service the front differential. Of course, you can see how to service the central and rear differential in my previous video. I'm going to add a link somewhere here around and at the end of this video also, so you can check that also, so you may know how to do that and what are the advantages and disadvantages. So stick on with me. I'm going to start working on this. And now I have access to the front suspension and differential, and you can see the damage is also here on the plastic bushing, so I'm going to need to replace that also. And I can take this out just like that, so you can see that here, and it will also separate from with the rest of the differential. The dry shafts will go out, and that makes it very easy to work on. And now I have to take this bracket out. It's the bent one, and if I release this, I also need to use these screws here and to relieve these two brackets which hold the front differential in one piece. And you can see this is absolutely dry, there is no grease inside, so I really need to add something in. And now we just crack open the differential, and there it is. It does have some grease on its outside, but not much. I'm also going to check this screw here. I'm going to take it out, then use some thread lock and put it back. I'm also going to check the bearings, open them. This is a bushing here, a simple bushing, and this is a bearing, and I'm going to check them also and oil fill them. And this is the differential with two bearings, so let's open them. I have oiled filled the differential with 10,000 weight grade silicone oil. Also added a lot of grease on the exterior of the differential, as this will protect the differential from water, because this grease will try to exit the differential while the car is running, so it will kind of keep the dirt out. And also you need a lot of grease here because it has a simple bushing, it's not a bearing, so there's a lot of bad things that could happen there. And you can see there are some small metal particles here, some metal flakes, which I'm going to clean from this side. If you want to see how to exactly clean and assemble and disassemble the differential, you can see that in the first part of the video, because I'm not going to repeat that. It takes a lot of time and you can get bored. I have also straightened up this metal plate. I didn't have to use the hammer. I have just used two of this type of wrenches, and with some gentle movement and adjustment, it's now back again straight. No hammer needed, and I'm happy with that. You should take care with this kind of material, as it can snap and break very easily. Now all I have to do is put it back again. The front axle is now put back together. The differential has been surfaced properly, and you can check that if it works as it should. Now with thicker oil inside, if I spin one wheel fast, you will see the drive shaft here will spin, but the other wheel will also start spinning, as you can see. So the differential is not splitting the torque, actually it's splitting the torque, and it's not just transferring it to the axle that spins free. If it did not have oil inside, it will have only spin this drive shaft here, and it will not spin the other wheel here. So the differential with thicker oil now acts like a limited slip differential, and it will transmit power not only to the wheel that spins the easiest, but also to the other wheel. So this will improve traction a lot, and being a front suspension and front traction, this will also reduce a bit the ballooning of the tires, because when only one tire will go in the air, the other will also spin, and the different rotation speed between the tires will not be that large, and the free spinning tire will actually be spinning a bit more slow than normally, so it will reduce the ballooning. But that also depends on the rear traction, because if you will have good rear traction and you have very thick oils in the differentials, the front wheels will actually have speed similar with the rear tires, and again you are going to reduce the ballooning. I also need to show you the presence of this bearing here. This will probably stay here, and the drive shaft will go through it, so don't forget to check that bearing also, and fill it up with grease, clean it, or service it as you would do, and then put it back. And now I can put the car back again into one piece. As you can see, I did a bit of magic, and now the car is fully assembled back. What remains to be done is to mesh the motor, but before meshing I'm going to install not one but actually two motor coolers. I've bought this very cheap online, and they are really easy to install. You just clip them on the motor and you're done. You have a working heatsink and a cooling fan. So I'm going to open the box, the package of the other, and this one will go like that. So I will have some motor cooling as well. To properly mesh the gearing, I'm not going to use a regular piece of paper. I'm going to use a paper sticker similar with a post-it note, and I'm going to just break a smaller strip from it, something like that, so it will go into the mesh like that, and I'm going to use the wheels to draw it in. And now I'm going to put the motor in the maximum position as it will go. Keep it that way and just tighten the screw, the adjustment screw. And now I'm going to move the car in such a way that the paper will be taken out. And the paper is out. Now I will check if there is a bit of play, but that's hard to see on the camera, but you will have some view of the spur gear, and I'm looking if I move this pinion, if the spur has a bit of play regarding the movement, and if it has, it's just perfect. To power on the motor coolers, I have used the receiver output because this receiver has 4 channels, but the remote only has 2. Regardless of that, the receiver splits the power that it's received from the ESC. The ESC will supply steady voltage to it via an integrated regulator, so the same power is split between all the ports here, so I can power up the front LEDs, the rear LEDs, and of course 2 optional coolers. So it has a lot of voltage regulated outputs, you can see here. And if I power it on, I have 2 working motor coolers along with the ESC cooler, and of course I still have front LEDs and rear LEDs working, which is just perfect. So with this front differential service and cooling upgrade, this video will end now. I will do some other series related with Bison, but it also applies to other RC cars. I'm going to change its transmitter and receiver. I'm going to upgrade them, and that will bring me some new features like ABS braking, which is really nice. You can see more about that ABS system and how it works on a video that I'm going to link here. It's a transmitter and receiver kit. It's a Fly Sky, relatively cheap, but very nice. You can program that to multiple cars, so I will be able to use it on the Bison and with other models as well. So until next time, bye bye.